Hey, welcome. Today, we're tackling what is maybe the biggest question for anyone who wants to be their own boss. We're going to use a really smart framework from business broker Michael Shea. But listen, we're not just going to give you a list of hot businesses. Nope. Instead, we're going to build a mental toolkit, a system you can use to assess any opportunity that comes your way. And this is it, right? This is the question that kicks the whole thing off. It looks so simple, but wow, the answer is anything but. It's always the first thing people ask, almost like they're hoping for a secret password to success. But the truth? It's way more complicated than that. And there you have it, straight from the expert. Michael Shea says when you ask a broker this question, you're probably going to get their favorite type of business, the kind they like to sell. It's not necessarily what's right for you. You see, the answer is almost always a little bit biased. So let's completely reframe our goal here. This isn't about finding the perfect business to buy. It's about building a system to lower your risk. It's about creating a framework so you can look at any business and confidently figure out if it's a solid bet. Okay, let's get into it. All right, first things first. Before you get all excited about a business idea, you have to run it through what we'll call the foundational test. These are the absolute can't skip 'em basics. If a business doesn't pass this first hurdle, you don't even bother with the other details. I mean, at its heart, it really is this simple. Number one, the business has to actually make money. But, and this is the part you can't forget, the seller has to be able to prove it with clean, clear, verifiable numbers. This is not the time to just trust someone. This is the time for proof. If the books are messy, you walk, period. So once you see that it's profitable and provable, a really stable business stands on these three pillars. One, it's been around for a while. It has longevity. Two, it's in an established industry, not some trendy fad. And three, it's got a proven model. Its success is repeatable. Let's break each of those down. What's so smart about this is the idea of cycles. See, a business that's only a year old might look amazing when the economy is booming, but it hasn't really been tested, has it? A business that has survived a recession or a big market shift, now that's a business that's proven it's resilient. And that longevity, it seriously lowers your risk. And this is the perfect example of the opposite of an established industry. Do you remember when a frozen yogurt shop popped up on every single corner? That is a textbook flash in the pan. Buying into a super hot trend feels exciting, but the risk is huge because that customer demand can vanish just as fast as it showed. Okay, so let's say a business passes that first test. It's profitable, it's stable, it's not a fad. Great. Now we move to part two of the framework, the financial stress test. This is where we really put the numbers under a microscope to see how well it can handle a punch. Think about it this way. Where's the money actually coming from? Is it a nice steady stream of lots of small sales? Or is the whole business being held up by just a few gigantic clients? Losing one small customer is just a blip, but losing one massive client, that could be game over. So what this means for you is you're not just looking at the total revenue number. You have to ask, where does it actually come from? Next up, profit margins. A business with fat margins has a cushion. It has wiggle room. If the cost of something suddenly goes up, like fuel for a delivery business, it can absorb that hit. But a business with super thin, razor-sharp margins, it's fragile. Even a tiny price increase from one supplier could completely wipe out its profit. You're looking for that resilience. A good business should have room to grow. Right? I mean, take a local restaurant. It's often stuck serving people within a 3 to 5 mile radius. But a business that can sell online or use clever marketing to reach customers anywhere, well, it has a much, much higher ceiling. So the big question to ask yourself is, can you scale this thing beyond its four walls? So far, we've analyzed the business itself, but now it's time for what might be the most critical piece of the whole puzzle, you. Because even a fantastic business can fail if it's in the wrong hands. This part is all about finding that perfect, magical alignment between the opportunity and you, the operator. Founder business fit, it's just this beautiful thing. It's where your unique skills, your passions, they naturally make the business better. It's a place where you're not just running the business, you're elevating it because it's a perfect match for who you are and what you genuinely love to do. And this takes some brutally honest self-reflection. What are you amazing at? Are you a sales genius, an operational wizard? And just as important, where are you weak? The goal is to find a business where your talents can really shine. And for those weak spots, you need to figure out which employees already there are good at those things and make sure you hold on to them for dear life. This might just be the most important advice in this entire explainer, because when things get hard, and trust me, they will get hard, a paycheck is not going to be enough to make you get out of bed in the morning. Your passion for the work is the real fuel that'll get you through the tough times. Your team feels it, your customers feel it, and the business will absolutely thrive on it. All right, you've done the analysis, you've checked the personal fit, you're feeling the passion. Now there's just one last super important step. We're calling it the final smell test. Just a quick, practical dose of reality before you sign anything. I know, you've heard this a million times, but you've heard it for a reason, because it's true. If a deal looks absolutely perfect, with unbelievable profits and zero problems, it's time to get a little suspicious. It's time to start digging even deeper, because there's almost always a catch. And here's the proof, straight from an expert who's seen it all. In hundreds and hundreds of deals, not one single business has been perfect. Every single one has issues, has errors, has things that could be done better. You're not buying perfection. You're buying potential. And that is such a crucial difference. And that brings us to our final question. For you, the journey of an entrepreneur is not about finding some flawless, perfect opportunity. It's about finding a business with problems that you are uniquely skilled and passionate enough to solve. So, knowing that perfection is completely off the table, the real question is this journey truly for you?